I can't do this alone. Bailu's private message to Zhang Linghe exposed by hacker. They said she vanished without a trace. They said she didn't want to be found. But as of 4:37 a.m. this morning, everything changed. A leaked voice message, barely 27 seconds long, allegedly recorded on Bailu's hidden burner phone, hit the internet like wildfire. Its contents: raw, emotional, and utterly heartbreaking. A voice barely above a whisper. Trembling. Tired. Vulnerable. And 7 words that brought the entire fandom to its knees. Jong Lingha, please. I can't do this alone. The leak that shook the world. The message wasn't posted by a journalist or an anonymous fan account. It was uploaded by an account simply named, Return Her. Within minutes, it had over 3 million plays, hundreds of thousands of reposts, and a title that sparked a frenzy across Chinese social media platforms. The voice she never meant for us to hear. The background was nearly silent, save for one faint sound, the rhythmic hum of an air purifier and what seemed to be a distant, soft chime, a prenatal clinic waiting room. No location metadata. No visuals. Just the sound of Bailu breaking. The message. Her voice cracks from the first syllable. I don't know if you'll ever hear this, or if you even care anymore, she begins, her breath hitching. But I wake up every night thinking you'll call. They say I have to stay hidden. That it's safer for the baby. That the world can wait. But I'm tired. I'm so tired. Zhang Linghe, please. I can't do this alone. And then, silence. Not even a goodbye. A private desperation. Sources close to Bailu confirm she had been avoiding all communication for weeks. After her sudden disappearance following online threats and pressure from Jong Lingha's management team, she reportedly cut ties with nearly everyone except a small circle of handlers and medical staff. Her last public appearance was 68 days ago, and even then, her oversized hoodie and did little to conceal the early signs of pregnancy. The message, allegedly intended for Zhang Linghe but never sent, is now the most haunting trace of her state of mind yet. Was it recorded in a moment of emotional collapse? Was she planning to send it and changed her mind? Zhang Linghe's response, breaking point on camera. Just hours after the leak, Zhang Linghe made a surprise appearance outside a film studio in Hangzhou. Fans didn't expect him to speak. He wasn't scheduled for any press. But the moment cameras spotted him, someone shouted the question. Did you hear Bailu's message? He froze. Reporters noted the actor's eyes turned red immediately. He opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out. After a long pause, he whispered. Whoever did this had no right. Then, voice breaking, he added. But yes. I heard it. And, she's right. A single tear slid down his cheek before he turned and left the scene, ignoring the swarming crowd behind him. A relationship in ruins, or still intact. Bailu and Zhang Linghe's relationship has always been shrouded in secrecy, from the viral behind-the-scenes chemistry during their hit drama, to the months of denial, and the shocking reports that Bailu was pregnant with his child while being stalked online and pushed into hiding. Zhang Linghe, once praised for his stoicism and strength, is now being accused of emotional negligence. Why didn't you protect her? Fans are asking. Why did she feel so alone? An insider claims Zhang tried multiple times to reach her, but her team blocked all access. He never gave up. He even hired a private team to track her down, but she moved between safe houses so frequently, even they couldn't find her, the source said. But he had no idea she was in such a dark place. Who leaked the message? The account that posted the message disappeared just 2 hours after the upload. Many speculate the account was created solely for the leak, possibly by a former staff member, medical worker, or someone with access to her private files. Cybercrime investigators are already involved, and both Bailu's and Zhang Linghe's management have refused to comment publicly on the voice note's authenticity. Yet fans are convinced it's real. The pain, the cadence, the quiet, all unmistakably Bailu. Online reactions, grief, guilt, and anger. Within minutes, hashtags flooded Weibo. #protect Bailu. #Zhang Linghe please find her. #I can't do this alone. The outpouring of emotion was unlike anything seen in months. Thousands of fans began posting support messages, lighting candles, and uploading handwritten letters on TikTok, urging Bai Lu to stay strong and reach out. Many began turning on Zhang Linghe, while others rushed to defend him. One trending comment read, "She called out for him. That means there's still hope. Jong Lingha, if you're seeing this, don't let her walk this road alone anymore." Behind the curtain, Bai Lu's hidden life in exile. A former stylist working with Bai Lu before her disappearance recently shared that Bai Lu was dealing with severe panic attacks, frequent nightmares, and paranoia stemming from the online death threats she received after her pregnancy rumors surfaced. She would flinch every time a door opened, the stylist recalled. She didn't even trust her own reflection in the mirror. That's how bad it got. It's unclear whether she's still receiving therapy or has completely cut herself off. But one thing is certain, the voice message wasn't just a cry for help. It was a fracture. A seismic break in the wall she'd built around herself. And now it's out there, echoing across the world, demanding a response. And then came the rose. Just when the frenzy seemed to plateau, Jong Lingha's assistant posted a photo on his private account, now leaked, showing a single white rose left on the doorstep of a remote wellness center in Delhi. No name. No note. Just the rose. Fans believe it's Jong Lingha's silent response. A message that he's still searching. That he still believes in her. The rose has now become the latest symbol in this spiraling drama. TikTok edits. Fan art. Street murals. All centered around that quiet, desperate phrase. "I can't do this alone." What now? The stakes have never been higher. According to those closest to Jong Lingha, he's pausing all work commitments indefinitely and is expected to leave the country in the coming days. Rumors swirl that he's flying to a wellness center in Switzerland where Bai Lu was reportedly seen months ago. Others say he's headed to Seoul, where another witness allegedly saw a woman matching her description visiting a discreet maternity center. Neither has been confirmed. But one thing remains clear, this story is far from over. The final line that shook the world. In the final second of the audio file, as her voice fades and she exhales one last time, Bai Lu whispers something almost imperceptible. Audio engineers enhanced the clip, slowed it down, cleaned the background noise. And the final words, "I still love you." Now, the only question that remains is, will he find her in time? Jong Lingha sat frozen in the middle of the dressing room, his makeup half done, the brush still dangling from the artist's hand. The voice recording had been playing over and over on every platform, each word of Bai Lu's cracked whisper slicing through the ambient noise like thunder in a silent room. "I can't do this alone. I thought I could. But I can't. I miss you. I need you. But I can't let you find me." He hadn't even blinked the first 3 times he heard it. By the 4th, his jaw had clenched so tight it trembled. And by the 5th, he was gone. Gone from the set, gone from the cameras, gone from everything but the ache rising in his chest. It didn't take long for the media to sink its claws into the chaos. The hacker had released more than just the voice note. A screen grab, grainy but unmistakable, surfaced shortly after. Bai Lu, sitting in what appeared to be a dimly lit corner of a room, clutching her phone with both hands, eyes red, visibly shaking. The timestamp confirmed it had been recorded only 5 nights ago. "She's still out there," one of Jong Lingha's closest aides whispered behind closed doors. "And she's breaking." The silence from his camp spoke volumes. No statement. No denial. Not even a half-hearted "we're looking into it." Instead, Jong Lingha disappeared into the night. Witnesses later claimed to have seen him at a lakeside villa on the outskirts of town, a place he used to take Bai Lu when they were still able to breathe in public. Back when dates weren't bodyguard orchestrated or encrypted by fake identities. Back when he used to hold her hand in daylight. Locals said they heard shouting. Others said they heard sobbing. But one thing was certain, he didn't sleep that night. By morning, Jong Lingha showed up at his agency's media room for an impromptu press briefing. Cameras buzzed. Reporters clicked their pens in anticipation. The room was packed tighter than a courtroom on sentencing day. But when he sat down, he didn't speak right away. He took off his cap, took a deep breath, and then said, "This wasn't meant for any of you. But now that it's out, I have something to say." The room held its breath. I don't know how she's surviving out there. I don't even know where there is any more. But that message wasn't a plea for drama. It was a cry for help. He paused, hands trembling slightly. And to the person who hacked that recording, congratulations. You've exposed someone at their weakest. I hope it was worth the clicks. Reporters didn't know whether to type or simply watch. Bai Lu is the strongest woman I've ever known. But even the strongest people bend. Even the most independent people break. Then he leaned forward, voice nearly cracking. I didn't walk away from her. I was told to. For her safety. For the child. For 100 reasons I still don't accept. And now I hear her say she's alone. That she needs me. He shook his head slowly. I'm coming. Wherever you are, Lu. I'm coming. The internet exploded. #find Bai Lu. #Zhong Linghe speaks. #I can't do this alone trended globally within the hour. Fan pages turned into investigation hubs. Forum users began analyzing the blurred details in the leaked photo, a worn-out teddy bear in the background, a cracked wooden wall, what looked like a framed photo behind her shoulder. Theories erupted. Was she in a countryside house? An abandoned clinic? A friend's place? Meanwhile, Jong Lingha's security team made their move quietly. One source confirmed that he had fired his driver and booked a private transport vehicle with zero paper trail. He was no longer waiting for permission. He was making his own rules. Back in the shadows of whatever hidden corner Bai Lu had fled to, another storm was brewing. She hadn't seen the press conference. She didn't need to. The knock on her door that evening came not from a tabloid or stalker, but from her doctor. A gentle woman in her early 60s, sworn to secrecy, one of the few people Bai Lu still trusted. They've found the audio, haven't they? Bai Lu asked, her hands folded tightly over her stomach. The doctor nodded. They have. And Jong Lingha responded. At that, Bai Lu's eyes glossed over. Did he sound angry? No, the woman said gently. He sounded in love. Meanwhile, as night fell again, Jong Lingha stood under a grey sky in a remote petrol station, pacing beside his covered vehicle. His phone had no signal. His map refused to load. But none of that mattered. He pulled the tiny pendant from under his shirt, a silver charm Bai Lu had once tied onto a chain for him with trembling fingers. She called, he whispered to himself. You called. And that was enough.